Welcome back. It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to take a look at the state of things in the Riverina when it comes to senior netball. Aimee Riley, our correspondent, joins me on the line. Aimee, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Alice. How are you?
Not doing too badly at all. Of course, we've had the week's break, so no results to touch on in the A grade as we normally would. It means that we're going to fly around the rest of the senior grades with you, Aimee, and get a feel for what's going on in the B, C and C reserve competitions in Hume Netball. So why don't we start with the B grade, where currently we've got Jindera on top of the ladder. How's that competition looking at the moment?
Yeah, certainly. I think the overall theme of the B grade this year is that the ladder probably doesn't represent it, but it's been really tough competition across the board. I know a lot of the games, regardless of if they're sitting first or if they're sitting 12th, none of the girls are going in and taking it for granted. They've all been really good tussles, and it's great to see a little bit of movement across the ladder in comparison to previous years as well. Some teams popping up, some teams moving a little bit further down. Similar to the A grade, Henty have been a great improver, and Jindera's B grade, being the premiers last year, have started really strong. Osborne and Howlong are always up near the top, and they've certainly shown themselves to be strong again. Bramwell, Wandry Giants sitting firmly in fourth as well. And then you've got Holbrook, Billabong and Murray Magpies all trying to make a play for finals.
Well, it's certainly a far closer comp than the A grade in many respects, because you've only got 3 wins separating 6th from 1st. So that run-in is going to be very exciting in the B grade.
Absolutely it will be, yes. And secondly to that, there's not that much separating the girls that are outside the top 6 as well. So whilst it does look like there is a bit of a sectioned 6 and 6 at the moment, a few games that are turned on their head, and it could be anyone's game in the race for finals.
That is for sure. All right, let's look at the fixtures in the B grade coming up for round 9. Culcairn against the Brocklesby Barumbatic Saints. Who do you like in that one?
Both teams are on the bottom without a win so far this season. I think based off what I've seen so far, I'm going to go Saints.
All right, assuming Osborne will be too good for the Crows.
Yes, I think so at this point, yeah.
Lockhart and CDHBU, that could be an interesting one. We've got both sides in and around the mark.
Yeah, certainly. That'll be a great tussle. I haven't seen too much of Lockhart yet, but based off what I've heard, they may pip CDHBU.
Howlong going really strongly in this competition. They travel to Henty. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, Henty's B grade are a solid side. I expect this to be a very close game. I know Howlong have had a few ins and outs throughout the start of their season. I do expect this one to be very close. I think Howlong may just get them.
Murray Magpies at home to Holbrook. Who stands out in that one?
Holbrook for me. I think Holbrook will get them.
All right, finally, Jindera, they will be too strong against the Giants, one would assume, tomorrow.
I wouldn't underestimate Giants. They've got really great depth across their club this season, and I do expect that to be a really good tussle. I don't think either team is going in thinking it's going to be an easy game, because that top 6 is quite close. There's not much separating the teams skill-wise.
Well, it's at the moment the year of the Jindera, because they're on top of C grade as well. And we've got a relatively similar looking ladder to the B grade, but not entirely. So just fill us in on the C grade, Aimee. The Giants, who you just spoke about, they're looking good in the C grade.
Absolutely they are. And Jindera and Giants are the 2 undefeated teams in C grade. So this will be a great battle this weekend. It will separate a clear top table topper for the C grade teams. Howlong, Henty, Osborne and Holbrook have all had a really great run, and they're sitting inside the top 6 as well. Murray Magpies have had a couple of draws, and Holbrook, BB Saints and Culcairn have also had draws. So there is a little bit of difference in scoring points that are going on there, because we do split the points if there is a draw. And then you've got Lockhart on the bottom, who haven't quite found their first win yet. CDHBU, Culcairn, Billabong Crows and BB Saints making up the rest of that bottom 6 with Murray Magpies. So it'll be a really interesting couple of weeks finalising the home and away rounds where everyone has played each other once. I think we might see a little bit more movement inside this, and it'll be interesting to see where we finish.
Interesting to note as well that you mentioned Henty, a solid outfit in the B grade. We know they're having a great season in the A grade and they're fourth in the C grade. So that club's just had a revolutionary off-season, haven't they?
Absolutely. They've greatly improved, which we love to see across the board. We always love to see movement around the club, and Henty have certainly shown themselves to have some great depth, and they're utilising their juniors really well as well, which is promising for their future.
All right, well, you gave us a teaser of the Giants Jindera clash in the C grade tomorrow. Let's go through some of those other results. Culcan and the Saints. Who do you like in the C grade for that one tomorrow?
Saints for me.
Crows Osborne. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one as well. I think Osborne will win it.
All right, Lockhart go up against CDHBU. CDHBU presumably the favourite.
Yeah, Lockhart will be fighting really hard to get their first win, and they do have a higher scoring percentage, but CDHBU I think will pop out on top.
Henty, how long? Which way does that one go?
That'll be a great game, being third and fourth. I would expect that How Long will get that one.
And finally, the Murray Magpies up against Holbrook. Your prediction there?
Again, a really close one. The only thing that separates those teams is a couple of points and some percentage. I think Holbrook might get the better of Murray Magpies.
All right, well, let's finally take a look at C Reserve. And for once, Jindera are not top. It's Osborne leading that competition. And again, a relatively tight top six. You could even put seventh in there. So let's just dissect C Reserve. What's the lay of the land there, Aimee?
Similar sort of layout in terms of who is in the top six. You've got Osborne, Giants, How Long, Jindera, Holbrook. Great to see Culcan, who have been having a tough year, rounding out that top six, and they're in sixth position. 4 points behind them is Henty, C Reserve on 16. And then you've got Murray Magpies, Billabong Crows, BB Saints, Lockhart and CDHBU. So overall across the board, it's fairly similar apart from a few here and there that change. A fairly similar top six and bottom six. That splits the league, but certainly a few outliers across each of the grades as well.
All right, looking at the fixtures in the C Reserve tomorrow, Giants and Jindera. Who do you like?
Giants are pretty strong at the moment in their C Reserve. They've been doing really well. My pick is Giants.
Holbrook travelling to Murray Magpies. We'll get a little prediction from you there.
Holbrook for me.
Henty, How Long?
Ooh, How Long, I think.
All right, we've also got Lockhart up against CDHBU, the home side. Do they get favouritism here?
Yeah, home ground advantage, I think, yeah.
All right, Crows up against Osborne. A chance for the Crows to do something against the league leaders, but it would be unlikely.
Yeah, I do see Osborne taking this one out.
And then finally, Culcan up against the Brocklesby Burrumbuttock Saints in C Reserve. Who do you like there?
I would expect that Culcan would get the win there.
All right, that is a wrap of the B, C and C Reserve grades in Hume Netball. Let's take a look at the A grade fixtures going into tomorrow's round 9, starting with the Billabong Crows up against Osborne. You'd assume Osborne will be too good there.
A consistent 4 quarters will be a key. Crows, we've discussed multiple times, have been struggling with injuries throughout the season. Osborne have really proved themselves to be absolutely dominant again this year, and they've already been back-to-back premiers before that, and they're sporting a powerhouse attacking end this year. Osborne would be probably too good on this occasion.
All right, Henty, How Long?
Henty coming fresh off the bye, and as we know, they had a monster win against Holbrook in a really good game, and it was an important win for them. How Long equally had an excellent win against Crows, and they'll be looking to notch another one on the board. I expect this to be the game of the round. The key will be consistency in this game, keeping a cool head and converting on their possessions. Henty also have Cherie Locke out with concussion. I tossed up for a while on what to call this game. I'm a notoriously poor tipper, and ultimately I've settled on a draw because I really don't know which way it will go.
That is bold, but there we go. And the Saints, they will take care of Culcan on the road, you would assume, Aimee?
Yeah, BB Saints have talked a few times about converting on their opportunities, and a consistent 4 quarters is a key for them to be able to win games. And Culcan also just keeping their momentum and a really good headspace and remaining positive. Both sides have 1 win apiece, and they're both sporting very young sides, and they're working on gaining some experience. This will be a good tussle and an opportunity for both teams to have a really competitive game. My tip is Saints.
I don't see CDHBU having much of a chance away to Lockhart.
CDHBU still on their hunt for the first win of the season, which they've been working so hard for as a new team. Lockhart have had an extremely competitive first half with Osborne in their last game and subsequently fell away in the second half. They'll be looking to rebound and be really strong and re-establish themselves as a finals presence. My tip is Lockhart with the home ground advantage.
What can the Giants do tomorrow to try and put a challenge on when Jindera come to town?
This will be interesting. Another game that's likely to be an absolute cracker. They're both coming fresh off a bye and also a strong win for both of them coming into the bye. Jindera have a few girls out for this game with concussion and prior commitment, so it'll be a really interesting matchup. Both teams are typically strong and quick across the court, and they do have a strong defensive end both. I do see Jindera winning this one, but if Giants put together a consistent four-quarter effort and capitalise on opportunities that come their way, they're a serious chance.
Finally, the Murray Magpies host Holbrook. Any chance for the home side? I'm sure they have some opportunity there to try and work some sort of magic, but Holbrook probably will be the favourites.
Magpies finished before the bye with a pretty tough loss to Jindera, but no doubt, as we've talked about again, another young developing side. They've been working really hard and they've had a few great wins so far this year. Holbrook also had a really solid game and couldn't quite get it done against a greatly improved Henty. My tip is Holbrook. I think their height and their experience will see them through this game.
Aimee Riley, that's where we'll leave it. Our correspondent from Hume Netball. Enjoy the action tomorrow. We'll speak to you next week. All the best.
Look forward to it.